Hi guys, and welcome to this third video about Power BI. In the first two videos we've seen how to download Power BI on our desktop, and we had an idea about data and database. So now we are ready to start using Power BI. Power BI process has three steps. So the first step is to capture data and put it inside Power BI. The second step is to prepare our dashboard, and the third step is to publish and share it with the world. So now we're going to start with the first step, and we'll see how we can get the data from any external resources inside Power BI. So let's take a look. Okay guys, now we are ready to start working with Power BI. So I'm not going to go through the interface and what we see here, but I think it's better if we start working directly, and we will learn step by step what we have to do. So the first thing, you see the interface here, there is nothing much we can do. For Power BI to work, it needs data, and lucky enough, the first icon that Microsoft put here is get data. What I will try to do here is give you some tips also during the video, so you learn what I learned during those years that I've been using Power BI. So here, getting data, there is, if you click on this arrow, it will open a list of sources where we can connect, and there is more here where we can see extra sources. But if you click directly on the icon, it will open the full list directly. So as you can see, the list of sources where Power BI can connect is really huge, and what Microsoft have been doing, they've been adding more and more sources, so it has been growing over the years. What we will do today is we will try two sources. The first one is the example that we had in the previous video. So this is the table, the student, the enrollment, and the classes. This is an Excel file, simple Excel file. We have the same data that you see here, and we'll try to import this or connect to this data inside Power BI. So let's start, go back to Power BI, and we get data. So the first source that you see here is Excel. So we click on Excel, said yes, I want to get data from Excel. All I have to do is say, okay, where is this file, and open it. Now what Power BI will try to do is analyze the file that I connected to, and see, he tried to detect the table that we have. So if we look here, it detected well. So this is student ID, class ID, this is good. Table 2, this is also classes, the class table. Table 3 also detected well. But you see also here that detected some unknown tables. They are the same, basically based on the name of the tabs. So Power BI said, okay, I've seen those tables, but maybe also there is something else here that I detected. So we don't need to import everything. So those basically are the same, but the difference that you see here is that Power BI did not see this as a table. You see here the column, it said column 1, column 2, it did not detect that this is a table. While if you go to the first table, you see that the header is a student ID and class ID, so it was detected properly. So what I will say here, I want table 1, table 2, and table 3. So these are the ones that I want. Now we can either load directly or transform data. What I always prefer is to do the transform data, and I will show you why. So once we say transform data, let me minimize. Okay, so Power BI will open it before loading the data. It gives me a chance to look at the table and say, okay, is this correct or not? So what I will do here, first I say, okay, so this is table 1. The main thing that you need to check is how Power BI detected, what type of fields it detected. So if you see here, it says ABC. If I click, there is all kinds of format that Power BI can detect automatically. In many cases, it will detect this correctly, but it's better to always check before importing that the types of data or the fields were detected correctly. So in this case, yes, this is student ID, it's a text, and class ID is a text. What I will do here, instead of giving this table 1, that does not mean a lot if I want to use it, I will say, okay, this is the enrollment table. If I go to table 2, so table 2 also have the class ID, it's ABC, it's all correct, very good. So this is the classes table. And we go to table 3. And here this is the student, or student ID, all detected correctly. So I go and change the name here. And this is the students table. So now we are ready to load or to connect. So I'll go here, say close and apply. And now at this stage, Power BI is connecting to the Excel and importing data into Power BI. Okay, so what did change so far? The only thing that you see is here on this side. So we have classes, enrollment, student. Those are the tables that we've added. If I click on classes, I see that yes, it detected the right fields. Enrollment, class ID, and student ID, and the student are correct. So at this stage, we have the data inside Power BI with the fields detected correctly. If we look at those icons here on this side, we have reports, we have data, and we have a model. So by going to the model part, you see that, if you remember from the previous video, that we had the relationship between the tables. So just by moving the arrow over the line, I see, okay, Power BI automatically created this relationship between classes and enrollment. And if you can see here, there is 1. So it means one class, and here we have a star. It has money. So one class, many enrollment. At the same time, it detected that we have student here, and one student can have multiple enrollment. So you see that now not only Power BI captured the data, but also it detected the relationship automatically. And this is done primarily because we code the fields the same. So class ID, the same spelling here, and the same spelling here, and they are the same type, and the same thing here. Now, those are detected automatically. Sometimes it will not detect these, and you can do it manually, but this is something that we will see later. But now let's check this second tab, data. So now this is our way to look on what's inside those tables. So now we are on classes table. If I click on enrollment, I see the data. If I click on student, I see also the data. So at this stage, we captured the data. We've seen that Power BI detected the relationship automatically, and we are ready to start building our dashboards. But in this video, we're not going to do start building dashboard yet. I will show you another way of importing data, because you know what we imported is just a sample, small data. There is nothing much we can do with it. But let's see some real example of what we can do with real examples. So let me start by, I'll delete those tables. Okay, so now we are back to the same starting point. I want to show you one website, and I think it's better if you do the same thing on your side also, so you can follow. If we go to wordometers.info, so this is the website, wordometer.info. Here we have the website, and they are tracking coronavirus data. So I'll click on coronavirus. I see that there is some data, but what I'm interested in is the raw data. So here, if you go down, we can see that they have it by country, and if I click here, there is yesterday data and now. So there's two tables here, and there is some data. So what will be interesting is if I can get this data and start working with it in my Power BI. So what I will try to do is connect to this website and see what can be done. So I'll click here and I will copy the link, and we go back to Power BI and we go back to get data. But in this time, instead of going to Excel, you click on Other, and the first thing you'll see is a web. So I click on Web and say Connect. And what I have to put here is the URL of the site where we were, and say OK. Now Power BI is connecting to the website, and it is going to read the page, the HTML page, and try to detect all the tables that it can find on that web page. So we'll see in a few seconds, it will show us what kind of table it detected and what we can do with this. Okay, so now we see that Power BI detected that on that page there is few tables. So what we can do here is we just click on the first one and we will see what happened. Okay, so this is the first table detected, and it has the country, total cases, etc. So let's check here. So the word 638, table 2 636. So if I go back to the web page, so the now will show that the word 638 and the yesterday was 633. So I will choose the one with the 638. So that's the table that I want. Go back here, first one 638, this is what I want, this is the table that I need. I just click here, but also before loading I'll just need to check if Power BI detected everything correctly. So I click on transform data, okay, now I see how Power BI can read this. So the first one is a number, this is correct, 1, 2, 3 here. Country is a text, total cases is a number, new cases, etc., new deaths, everything is correct. Here I can see that the total recovered was detected as a text ABC. So this is wrong. I say this is not a text, I want this to be a whole number. So I click on this and I just tell Power BI that I want to change it, so I want to replace the current with the new settings. So it will change from ABC to 1, 2, 3. So now it's detected as a number. And if you see here, we have errors. Why? Because in the original table we had n/a, so not available. Power BI does not know that this is 0 or nothing, so I said okay, I don't know how to translate this into a number. So it's not an error that will give us lots of problems, so we can ignore it for now. If I look on the other fields here, active cases, also it was detected as text. So I do the same. I click here. I said this is a whole number and replace what I have. Okay, so now it's a number. Serious, so this is a number. Everything is detected as correct. Test cases. Okay, so you see here there is few columns that we don't need for now. They are all empty. At this stage we can either ignore them, or if I click here and I can say remove column, this one, so it will be removed. The same thing for column 17, remove it, 18 remove, and 19 remove. Okay, so now I'm ready to load this data. Click on close and apply. So now what Power BI is doing is connected to that website, getting the data, copying it to Power BI, so we can start working with this. Okay, so if you remember when we did the transformation from text to numbers, it said we had errors. So those are the kind of errors that are showing here. So we don't really care about it for now. We can close it at this stage. But what we can see here is that now we have all the data, all the fields that were on that table, and that it's under our control now. So if I click on data, I see that Power BI captured all of these data from the website, and now it's ready for me to do my dashboards. So we'll stop this video here. In the next video, we will start building our dashboard based on the data that we have. Thank you.